This is my 1965 long wheelbase Land Rover. He's called Belper, which I'll come on to in a moment. Basically, he's been in the family since he was brand new.
Nestling between Selby and Goole is the grand Grade 1 listed estate, Carlton Towers. It's the ancestral seat of Lord Gerald FitzAlan Howard and home to a much-loved family heirloom.
He was originally owned by my grandfather's first cousin, who was then Bernard, the 16th Duke of Norfolk. So he was my grandfather's first cousin. I think he's my first cousin twice removed. It was his personal car. He used to drive around the estate in it. He had a modification put in it, which was to put a rear raised seat in, so he could drive around waving at the tenants. Apparently, he sat here, chauffeur sat there, his Labrador sat the other side. The problem is, though, is he raised the seat, but then it meant that, yeah, so yeah, I mean, that was a bit dim of him, really. Anyway, 64,000 miles, which I think is original, because it just went down around the Arundel estate, and then it became the beater's wagon on the chute, and then on a very cold January day, I was downstairs with my brother, and he was going to sell it, and I said, no, Ed, I'll take it. So I gave him a case of wine, drove him up from Arundel to Carlton on a really cold January day. It was absolutely bloody freezing. The heater didn't work. I had to go into every little chef on the way up just to use the hand dryer to warm my hands.
Classic Land Rover journey by the sound.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the classic thing was, we came over the bridge in Snaith, and of course the heater kicked in. I hit the right bump, and it sort of, anyway, got here. He's been here ever since.
So you bought a Land Rover for a case of wine?
I bought a Land Rover for a case of wine. And I'd seen it wasn't even very good wine. I've called him Belper. His original owner, the Duke, his wife came from Belper. Anyway, he just looks like a Belper. And he's been with me ever since. I've had him up here for about, 20 years, and he's always lived outside. I don't start him for 6 months. You fire the key and he starts first time. He's amazing. Without inside storage, he's just, during the winter, he just gets rusty, and there was moss growing out of here. Yeah, there's still a bit of moss there. So he's got the lovely, proper seat, absolute proper Land Rover smell. Oh, beautiful. And proper. Stop.
You're clearly very fond of it.
I am very fond of him. Weirdly, I've got no storage space for him here, so that's why I'm thinking of selling him. But it is with rather heavy heart that I'm thinking of selling him. He had a new chassis and suspension because a tree fell on him. But he's original in his heart and in his sentiment and in his feelings. And he just drives really nicely. He just, anything above 50 is a bit leery. No, he just goes really well. And when the children were young, we'd go down and have a sort of picnic in the park somewhere. Get all the dogs in and children, and yeah, it's just so visceral because it's just so manual. You're in charge of everything. There's no power steering. It's not going through anything. There's no sort of automatic gearbox. It's all just completely manual. And you've got to get it right. You've got to change down right, double the clutch. You've got to do it. You try and not double the clutch, you get that. And you do have to double the clutch. Tell that to the youth of today, they don't know what you're talking about. I love this car, but if you can get to a good home, someone who'll use him, garage him, care for him, then you may have a better home than I can give him here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Okay.
Yep, Gerald. Good.
Well,
good
nice to see you.
Good to
David,
meet you.
lovely. I've got the gist of it. Been in the family since almost day one. I believe.
Since day one, 1965. Mixed feeling day.
I can imagine.
Mixed feeling day.
I can imagine. Yeah, they do become part of the family.
He really has been.
Yeah. Oh, it's a he.
It's a he.
It's a he. All right, it's a he. Yeah.
So what do you reckon then?
I reckon it'll last a lot longer than that one. That's what I reckon.
I hope so. I hope so. I don't really want to sell him. Bizarrely, I've got no real storage here, so I don't really drive him. He just lives outside, and it's just a bit of a shame. Maybe he should go to a better home.
The market's changed an awful lot in the last few months, funny enough. Value-wise, I would suggest around about the £10,000 mark or thereabouts, give or take.
I'd like a bit more, just because I think he may not be worth more, but he's worth more to me.
Yes,
Which is a silly thing to say to someone else, but
I get that all the time.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think the story behind it will help no end, so hopefully that will just take us that little bit extra.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No problem.
Leave it to you, sadly. Okay. I want him to go to a good home, but for the right price, because he's been a faithful hound. On the back of the trailer, he'd probably go faster than he's ever been before in his life. Okay.
So thank you ever so much for your time this afternoon.
Pleasure. Good.
Very much
Really lovely to meet
appreciated.
you. Listen, he's not sold yet, so let's just see. Let's see how we go.
On Land Rover Lane at Pickering, Belper has caught Paul's eye.
New Gal chassis. Obviously, the biggest problem with Land Rovers, as we know, chassis. They were built to rust, weren't they? So this one is no exception. It will have been rotten. It'll have been plated up several times, no doubt. And then they grabbed the bull by the horns and put a Gal chassis underneath, which is a lot of work. But then they've just popped the body straight back on. So there she is, in all her glory, dents and all, brush painted here and there, etc. And well used, really. But it's brilliant, isn't it? Because that's sort of how they should be. You know, they weren't show ponies, were they? They were built for a job. It just oozes character and charm, doesn't it? Of a period when almost, dare you say, life might have been a bit more simple, maybe. The good thing about these, you can't really wear them out. And when you do, you just bolt a new bit on and off you go again. So it would outlast me and you, because they do. I see it doing 6 or 7 grand. I bet they're going to want 10 or 11 grand, aren't they? Show a little kid a picture of this, they'll tell you it's a Land Rover, won't they? British, iconic.
Spot on.
At Carlton Towers, Lord Gerald is waiting for his old friend.
The return of Belper, who was going to be put in auction, but I just got cold feet. And I thought, he's been in the family since he was new, and he's not worth that much because he's had some work done on him. So he's worth way more to me than to a collector. So let's just get him back. So happily, he's coming home again.
And when Dave drove off with Belper on the back of the trailer, what did you think?
Even at the time, I thought, I think I'm making a mistake.
And, just like a trusty golden retriever,
Here he comes.
they do return home. Eventually.
Here is Belper. Any hello, Belper. Back home. It's great of him back home. Brilliant. Tony, thanks a lot. Back where he belongs. Oh, smell that. Proper old Land Rover, that. Wow.
We've filmed many stories with cars that have been in families and a lot of family history to vehicles. We've never seen one come back.
Yeah, I'm amazed by that, actually. And the other thing about him was he was sat outside, he was getting rained on, and he was just sort of rotting away a bit. Anyway, then Tony took him away to prepare him for sale, serviced him and all that, brought him back, and suddenly he just worked really well. So then when I drove him for the filming for this, I thought, my God, he's going so well. So that just always hung on me, and so I thought, come on, let's just get him back. But I have found a barn somewhere during the winter I can put him in. I think during the summer I'm going to keep him out, and if it rains, it rains. But the key is just to drive him every week. end of your auction journey. And you're now back home. Yeah, no, definitely got a smile back on my face. Of course, the other reason getting back home is I need something that when I get him stuck, to pull him out with. And Belper will do that, but Belper never gets stuck. Proper tyres, lightweight, piece of cake. Sorry about that, Belper. Bit of a aberration, that. Anyway, you're back now.